Okay, everyone. As second in command of this team, I call this meeting to order.
Hang on! If you are the second in command, then who is the first?
You dumb ass.
All right, I keep forgetting.
Anyway, as we all know, Miss Pauline has rented a radio station for us to use for a week, and she had given us 2 days to think of shows for us to have. So today's meeting will be about us discussing the shows that each of us has thought of. So, let's start with Scout's show. Why don't you tell us what it's about?
Alright, my show is called Streetwise. It will be about the latest fashion, music, and what's going on with the teenage demographic.
Sounds like an interesting idea. Maybe you should add a section where you help listeners with their teenage problems.
Good choice! Now for Sniper's show, the debate corner. What will be the subject for your first show?
Is burping during sex always wrong?
Okay, and do you have a guest on either side of the debate?
He certainly has!
Okay, moving on. Now, Soldier, you have come up with a game show, but due to the theme of the show itself, you cannot air this.
What the hell do you mean I can't air it? I had spent ages thinking about it. It is original and extremely funny.
Yes, well, I really don't think that a game show where you shove things up your nose and make the audience guess what it is would be an acceptable thing to air on the radio.
Would help if I was wearing a pink bikini.
Not unless you want me to shove a bayonet down your throat.
All right, calm down.
Now let's move on to the next show before that vein in Spy's head bursts open.
Yeah, let's get to my show!
Do you mean the Chef Heavy show?
Yes, that one. Ever since I started watching the shows on the 24-hour cooking channel, I would like to see if I can make my own food, and then share the recipe with my audience.
Didn't you once try to make mac and cheese and ended up blowing a hole in the side of Kentucky?
And then you also made a cake for Sniper's birthday, but you accidentally put powdered cocaine instead of powdered sugar on top?
Oh, God. I remember that day. You ate 3 slices of it and then started dancing funnily.
Well, I didn't know much about cooking back then, but I learned from my mistakes. I even have my own secret recipe.
But this is just a piece of paper with "I love baboons" written on it.
Yes, that's it. My secret recipe!
Okay, I'm just gonna crumple it up and toss it in the recycling bin. And now let's hopefully hear another idea for a radio show that wouldn't make me want to tear my eyes out.
There is mine, Spy! I am thinking of doing a beer review show where I sample various beers from around the world and give my opinion on it and rate it out of 10.
So basically, you just want an excuse to spend your wages on beer and getting drunk on the radio?
I'm only having 3 beers per show, Spy, and in any case, I have Medic's anti-drunk pills on standby.
Okay, so far, our shows consist of what's happening in the teenage world, a debate show about weird topics, an extreme S&M game show, a cooking show, and a beer critic. I would say that what we got here is the equivalent of shoving a knitting needle in one ear and pulling it out of the other.
Hang on, Spy! We haven't heard Engineer, Medic, and Pyro show ideas yet.
Very well, Scout. Engineer, give us your idea for your show.
It's quite simple. My show consists of me explaining how to perform certain ways of DIY, like how to mend a broken car engine, for example.
Interesting. And what about you, Medic?
It's the same as engineers, only replacing mechanics and carpentry with first aid and how to treat various injuries and illnesses.
Okay, so we have at least some decent shows here. And finally, let's hear your idea, Pyro.
That sounds like a good yet an original idea. Can the listeners request any type of songs? Or is it just one type?
Okay then, a religious music show. Now, if that's everything, I'll be sending the ideas to Miss Pauline and—
Wait a minute! What about you, Spy?
Yeah. What about your radio show, Spy?
I decided not to make one. I have better things to do than host a bloody radio show.
Like taking care of your massive and completely unnecessary garden gnome collection that you keep in your bathroom.
God, I really hate you all very badly.